welcome back to another Ball na Ball Kenya Premier League review. Today we are diving into a match that was just absolutely wild. It had goals, it had high drama, a red card, and a finish that I promise you nobody saw coming. This is the incredible story of APS Bomet versus Shabana FC. Right off the bat, just look at that final score. 3-3. A 6-goal thriller. That alone tells you we are in for a ride. But trust me, the journey of how we got to this 3-3 draw is the real story here. I mean, just try to picture this for a second. You're cruising, you've got a comfortable 3-1 lead. Then your opponents go down to 10 men. That's game over, right? It's in the bag. Well, think again. Okay, let's dive into this madness. So, here's how we're gonna break it all down. First, we'll set the scene for this unlikely showdown. Then, we'll walk through Shabana's early dominance, the red card that just flipped the entire script, Bomet's unbelievable comeback, and finally, what this crazy result meant for everyone involved. First up, let's talk about why before a single ball was kicked, this match looked completely one-sided on paper. This was a classic David versus Goliath, top of the table versus bottom of the barrel kind of clash. This right here tells you everything you need to know. You've got Shabana FC, the Glamour Boys, sitting pretty up in 4th place, really pushing for those top spots. And then, way down in 16th, you have APS Bomet, deep in a relegation dogfight. We're talking a huge gap in points, in form, and in expectations. So, as you'd expect, when the match finally got underway, it looked like it was going exactly to plan. Shabana came out of the gates absolutely on fire and just stamped their authority on the game with a flurry of early goals. The party got started by Brian Olega. He gets the ball and you can just feel his confidence. The commentary put it perfectly. He unleashed a firecracker with his left foot. What a hit! An absolute rocket that put Shabana ahead. The shock was real because before APS Bomet could even figure out what hit them, Brian Olega did it again. The commentator was just losing his mind, shouting that lightning had struck twice in under 2 minutes. Just like that, it was 2-0 Shabana. Olega had a brace. Wow. The goals just kept on coming. Brian Machira added a third for Shabana, and at this point, it was starting to look like a complete rout. Now, to their credit, APS Bomet did manage to pull one back through Philemon Nyakwaka. But at 3-1, you really felt like Shabana had this one completely under control. And then, this is where the entire narrative takes a wild, unpredictable turn. The moment that should have been the final nail in the coffin, the one that should have sealed the win, instead became the catalyst for absolute chaos. This timeline just lays it all out so clearly. Shabana are cruising at 3-1. Then we hit the 78th minute, and here it is, the pivotal moment. APS Bomet captain Chris Wilunda gets a straight red card. So now they are down on the scoreboard and they are down a man. For any other team, that's game over. Pack it up. But this is where the impossible happened. With just over 10 minutes left on the clock and only 10 men on the field, APS Bomet decided to mount one of the most unbelievable, logic-defying comebacks of the entire season. First, it's the 84th minute and Philip Wasunga finds the back of the net. All of a sudden, it's 3-2. There's a little spark of hope. Then, as the clock is ticking into the final minutes of normal time, Lawrence Kibet steps up and scores a stunning equalizer. The 10-man underdogs had done it. They had somehow clawed their way back to 3-3. Just incredible stuff. So, the final whistle blows. It's 3-3, an absolutely bonkers result. But what did this single point actually mean for each of these teams in the grand scheme of things? Well, for Shabana, this had to have felt like a loss. They completely dropped 2 crucial points from what should have been a guaranteed win. It's a major blow to their ambitions. But for APS Bomet, this felt like a championship victory. They gained a vital, hard-fought point that could be the difference maker in their fight to stay up, not to mention the massive boost of confidence. This right here just illustrates their season rivalry perfectly. In their 2 games against each other, Shabana scored 7 goals and Bomet scored 5. Now remember, their first match was a 4-2 win for Shabana. That just makes Bomet's comeback to get a draw here even more significant. It proved they could absolutely hang with one of the league's top teams. But you know, a comeback this dramatic, especially with a team down to 10 men, it didn't come without questions. The result was so improbable that it actually fueled a lot of speculation among fans about match fixing. So, it leaves you wondering, right? Was this just a legendary spirited fight back for the ages? Or does a game like this truly say about the beautiful but sometimes unbelievable nature of the league? What's your take, fans? Leave a comment below, let us know what you think. I am your host, Paul Lashope. See you on the next one.